New grads are struggling to find jobs.
Yep.
Now, this is what I want to pioneer, that I was one of the first Americans to say this while I was in college, saying how useless this is.
Well, I don't know if they're calling it totally useless, but the New York Fed, I have that Fed. Is it Federal Research? I don't have the article, but Fed Research looked at the unemployment rate for those 22
New York Fed, yeah.
Yeah, 22 to 27 with bachelor's or higher. The unemployment rate is up 5.3%, which is much higher than people who go from 22 to, say, I think it's 65, which is up 2.5%. So that specific age group. One of the reasons employers are cooling on college degrees, this is what they're assuming. Indeed, the job site says only 17.6% of their listings are requiring a bachelor's degree as a minimum. That's down 20% from pre-pandemic. Okay, mm-hmm. So they're not interested in getting the bachelor's. Is not important. Also, in line with this, enrollment this fall semester has dropped 6% at these universities. So even, I'm going to say parents, young adults, high school kids are not necessarily seeing the value. Also, people can't afford it, right? We're still in an inflationary period, so people may not be applying.
Even we're not in an inflation period. College is still stupid expensive.
Right, but especially now because people can't necessarily afford it. Young people can't get a loan to pay for it, or if they do, it's, interest rates aren't bad, but still, it's interesting phenomena that, that it's not a primary thing for a job, it seems, right?
Yeah. Well, college, even when I was there, you kind of look around and you see how you're like, that kid's going to be a doctor. He somehow got into doctor school, but I watched this kid do...
Okay, medical school.
Sorry, I don't know why I said doctor school. Yeah, hold on.
Especially because you're making a point that the guy's an idiot.
Yeah, sorry. But I said doctor. Honestly, he probably called it doctor school, and that's why I remembered it that way. But I was watching some kids going for their MDs and PhDs, who I was like, there's no way you should be going to Sorry, I want to say it again. Doctor school to medical school. So I always tell this story, and I know she doesn't watch the podcast, but I always find this hilarious. Graduating, she was a nurse, right? And to this day, she is a nurse, so she passed. Last week of school, we were getting ready to go to. Remember the field at Scranton that everyone at the end, the seniors will sit on that field. I don't know if that's still a tradition, but she was finishing up a test and she gets it back. She got a 23 out of 100. She's like, good enough. Close your laptop. And that was it. God. She takes care of people now, by the way, people. So that's why you gotta be
okay.
And when it comes to being a doctor and a nurse, those are really the most important ones where the degree does matter. So it just kind of goes to show a college degree just doesn't mean as much anymore, unfortunately.
Well, on the flip side, you can also make the case, and I do think this could be partially true. Maybe not from medical school. That's a whole different animal. But we are learning, sadly, that medical schools are adopting DEI. We're not the best and brightest are necessarily getting in.
Right.
You're getting in because you're a minority. Does that mean you're a good doctor and you did well in undergrad? Not, or the best one? Not necessarily. So you're getting the quality people in med school along the lines of what you're saying. 23 out of 100, good enough. I mean, literally, that's what they're saying.
But
in these
also,
med schools.
I think the quality of school's gone down too, in the sense of I know some Ivy League kids that couldn't write their name on a piece of paper. I know some Ivy League kids that literally have eaten dirt.
Yeah.